Hi guys, it's Summer here from Master Plumbers, and we're here with Erica Asler from Payright. Payright is a buy now, pay later provider specialising in transactions over $1,000. Also an MPAQ corporate partner, so thank you for being on board with us. Buy now, pay later is a trend that is experiencing unprecedented growth over the last few years, and even more so since COVID-19. So as I said, here to chat with us today is Erica, Payright's key account manager. And Erica's going to talk with us about how this trend is changing, and particularly the growing demand for buy now, pay later in the home improvement and trade services sector. Hi Erica, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hi Summer. Thanks for having me. It's exciting to be here, and I'm looking forward to answering questions for all of your members so they get a better idea of what's happening in buy now, pay later at the moment.
Cool. I've got a few questions pre-prepared, so we'll start with those ones. So I suppose my first one is, how and why has buy now, pay later grown in popularity with customers? So particularly in the last few months with everything happening.
Yeah, of course. And yes, it is a really timely question. I guess the reason we've seen buy now, pay later become so popular in the last few months has just been because of the uncertainty that has been this year. Obviously, COVID's the biggest one, and there's just been so many roll-on effects from that. So what we're seeing is that customers, they do actually have the funds to pay for services such as, their maintenance and their plumbing. But it's more so that they're wanting to keep those funds, just in case there are bigger emergencies that happen, or, in case there is a worst case scenario in terms of job security. So customers are wanting to be able to budget really well at the moment. So the popularity over the last few years as well, on top of that, is just because customers are looking for payment options that are quick and easy and are quite transparent. So younger generations are sort of steering away from credit cards at the moment, and buy now, pay later is just a fast option, and it means that customers don't necessarily have to, refinance loans or, do lengthy applications. That's what we're seeing at the moment in the industry.
I think as well, for myself personally, it's so hard to get a credit card nowadays. I've never had a credit card, and buy now, pay later is perfect for me. So I suppose I'm a typical buyer, but who is a typical buy now, pay later customer, and what does that mean for MPAQ members?
Yep, another good question. So I guess our buy now, pay later customer is constantly changing. So at the moment, the Payright customers' average age is 29. But when we sort of break that up and look at, homeowners within our customers, they're typically aged within their 30s. Then again, I've seen a big increase in customers in their 50s and 60s plus applying for Payright and buy now, pay later as well. So it really is, our customer base really is growing. And I know people typically think, okay, buy now, pay later, it's just for the, a younger generation. But we do really have a spread of ages across our customer base. So it really means, and especially for homeowners, like I said previously, it's a fast application process, and so we're seeing that it's quite popular for homeowners.
And so with the buy now, pay later, obviously, as you've mentioned, it's a growing customer trend amongst all age groups. What's the biggest benefit to plumbers specifically, do you think?
There's probably a couple of benefits that I wanted to touch on. One of the biggest ones, or one of the biggest issues that I hear about quite a bit, is cash flow. And so I'd say that's probably, your biggest benefit. So when you've completed a job for a customer, we pay you in full upfront. So you're not having to chase your customer, for a partial payment, or worst case scenario, a full payment months down the track. You can actually, do what you do best and, leave the payment side of it up to Payright. So you'll have that cash flow and no issues on that side of things. The other the other benefit I wanted to touch on was just that you'll attract more customers by having a buy now, pay later option. So as I mentioned, people are, even if they've got the funds, they really are looking for buy now, pay later so that they can budget better. We've found that 51% of people will actually do their research before even contacting a business. So it's really important to have, you know, on your website and on your, you know, Facebook or any sort of social advertising that you do, letting customers know that you've got buy now, pay later options available. Because if a customer's doing their research and they sort of look at you and your competitor, they'll go with the person that has a buy now, pay later option. They won't even contact the other. So that's what we're finding more and more of. And we've had a lot of success stories where customers have said, you know, they've come to us because they're looking for a buy now, pay later option. So that's, yeah, a really big benefit to you as a business right now, where, yeah, you're really competing against each other.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, one of the biggest things that we hear from plumbers, plumbing businesses specifically, is that cash flow is one of their biggest gripes or one of their biggest issues. So, you know, stuff like this, it seems like it should be commonplace, really. So like how do you think that the trend of buy now, pay later will change over the next few years, do you think?
I think it's only going to get bigger and better. You know, the buy now, pay later is, you know, newer to the industry. It has been around for, you know, a small number of years, but relatively it's a newer, like you said, it is a newer trend. There's a lot of buy now, pay later options out there in the market, which is really good for both customers and businesses, because it means that it's, you know, competitive and only going to get more so. So I think what will happen in the next few years is that you'll see the features for customers and businesses are only going to get better as businesses like ourselves, you know, improve our products and improve what we can offer out there in the market. So I think, you know, it's really going to grow more and more and become, you know, quite big out in the market. So, you know, you really, I guess, want to jump in right now and to have it as an offering for your customers, because more and more will jump on board.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, thank you so much for answering our questions. I did want to mention as well, so MPAQ members do have access to discounted merchant rates through Payright. So there's some really great offers there that you can take advantage of, even if it's something that you're looking to dip your toe into, and you might find that you're opening up your customer base to a whole new group of people. So thank you, Erica, for being here and answering our questions. Is there anything further you wanted to add?
No, like you said, we do have, yeah, those discounted rates available to Master Plumbers members. And yeah, so all I'd say is just, you know, reach out, get the information, and, you know, I'm definitely happy to have a chat to anyone that has, you know, more questions and wants to find out more about it. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thanks.